Hello YouTube. Today I'm inside a 2010 Subaru Outback, and today's job here is to get the audio system working again. This one has the navigation system, as you can see here, and the problem is no sound output to the speakers, and this coincided with a sunroof leak that this vehicle used to have. The sunroof leak has since been resolved, and now it's just a matter of fixing the audio system. I went ahead and troubleshot the system. Unfortunately, I did not get that on video, but what it amounted to was I had to go under the passenger seat right here, make sure that the connector to the amplifier had powers and grounds and continuity to each of the speakers. The connections were clean and tight, didn't have any corrosion in them, thankfully. So determined that the amp probably died from sitting in a pool of water. Like I said, the water issue has been resolved, so now it's just a matter of replacing the amplifier. So the first order of business for removing the Harmon Kardon amps from these vehicles is to slide the power seat as far back as it'll go. This one's got a broken switch, but we got the seat as far back as it'll go. And to disconnect all of these electrical connectors here at the amp. And as you might be able to see here, I've got all the connectors unplugged from the Harmon Kardon amp right there. The amp is held in with two nuts, and I believe those are 10mm nuts, and you access those from the back of the seat rather than the front. Just there's not a lot of space in between the floor and the seat here. So now we are looking at the amp from the back of the front seat. There are two bolts that hold the amplifier bracket to the floor, and as you can see here, I've pulled up the carpet here. They've got slits in the carpet, so you don't have to cut anything. And there's a nut here, and then the same thing under a swath of carpet again. You'll see the pre-cut in the carpet. And there's another nut there. Those are both 10mm nuts. Charge extra if you're working on a Subaru or a minivan. Just saying, these cars are standard with this level of filth. So there's one nut, and the other nut here. Got to be careful to not drop the nut. It is possible to drop the nut down into the carpet, at which point now you've got to pull the carpet up to retrieve your nut. So as you can see there, both fasteners are removed, and now this guy should just lift up and come aft. And as you can see, typical Subaru love here. So we got the old amp out. This is like an $899 part from the local Subaru dealer. I did not want to do that, so I went to my favorite parts store, aka eBay. Found another one that should match. Looks like I might have to swap the dust cover off, and this is the part number for this particular amp. It does matter if the vehicle has leather seats, and I think that's mostly in the bracketry for the amp. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these T15 screws from the cover and transfer it to the other amp. As you can see here, I've got the plastic cover here swapped over to the replacement amplifier. Now it's just a matter of fishing this thing back into its location under the seat. You might want to take note that this bracket sits on top of that duct there, and same with this bracket here. So it's just a matter of finagling it back here and making sure everything mounts the way it should. So I'm going to attempt to do this one-handed. And you'll know if you get it right because it'll just drop into place. And the swaths of carpet that are pre-cut kind of get in the way. But take your time, like I always say. Take your time and it'll eventually just drop into place. Hopefully you saw that on camera. Just torque the spec. Put the swaths of carpet back over the nuts. All right, we'll go ahead and secure the wiring. I might have forgotten to mention that there's a couple of fasteners here for for the wiring loom for the seat. So there's that one there. It just goes, snaps into place in the bracket there. And then we have the remaining 3 connectors. So unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to show my troubleshooting. Didn't have the camera on me, but so I did make note of these connectors, R317. So if you're troubleshooting one of these amps and you're trying to figure out from the wire diagram which connector is which, this one here, the white one with that pin layout, that's 317. This blue one here is R316. There's its pin layout. And then there's another one here which has more pins, smaller pins. And I wrote the number on that one. That is R386. And I believe this one here just routes power to this connector. So I'll go ahead and connect these back up. So there are the connectors all connected in and secured and out of the way of the seat mechanics. We'll go ahead and fire the ignition back up and see if we have sound now. Place your bets now whether I did the troubleshooting correctly and whether my eBay part works correctly. Hey! Okay, I don't want to have any YouTube violations here for licensed music, but as you can see, we do have sound. We do have stations here that are picking up.
Golden ticket to jump.
Okay, public radio, that should be a safe one. Went ahead and played some music, got the music cranking, and went around the vehicle to make sure every single speaker in here was working properly, and every speaker was working as it should, including the subwoofers. So I'm going to go ahead and chalk that up as a proper fix. If you like this kind of video, please click the like button and consider subscribing to my channel for more videos like this. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.